Hello everybody, welcome to Dram Daddy Whiskey. I'm Dan, and tonight we're going to try an age-stated bourbon that I've never had before because it's pretty hard to find. We're talking about 1792, aged 12 years. I was really excited to find it at all, let alone at MSRP, which was about like 55-ish bucks. So I'm excited to give this a go. Let's open it up, nose it, and taste it. One reason I'm really interested in this bottle is because I've had a few 1792s before, and they, follow a fairly consistent flavor profile, I think, but I've had a bunch from Barton before, because Barton does a lot of sourcing too, and I've had so many completely different sort of flavor profiles from different Barton 1792 products that I'm not quite convinced yet that every 1792 is going to taste the same or have a similar profile just because it's in the 1792 brand. I'm still kind of curious just because there are times when I pick up like bubblegum or even a mintiness or a little bit of banana from a 1792 product, but with other Barton products I'll get maybe that banana or maybe a crazy strong mintiness or maybe even like a nuttiness that I've never picked up in a 1792. So I'm really curious. And I'm really curious to see what sort of effect the aging has on it. And so this is 48.3%, 96.6 proof. Let's see what we get. This does smell more in line with a typical sort of 1792 flavor profile. But you definitely pick up on that oak. And there's a bit more spice too. It's like rich with the spice, if that makes any sense. Like it's a bouquet of rye spice just hitting you. I like it. It makes me wonder if the palate's gonna be like a little heavy on the oak and the spice, but we'll see. Let's give it a taste. Oak. A little bit of bitterness. Vanilla. Rye spice on the back end. So what I'm not getting here so far, which I usually get on 1792 products, and maybe this will come with more time, more air in the bottle, are any minty notes or any bubblegummy, orangey, banana-y notes. So I guess like fruity tropical notes. It's almost like the oak replaces that or has some effect on it that makes those notes go away. A lot of spice in the back end with that one. So that's kind of odd. With 1792 products, I usually get a pretty distinct sweetness that I'm not getting at all with this one. It almost is like the oak completely replaced the sweetness or did something to it that made it basically go away, but then makes the rye spice more pronounced, which is good. It's weird how familiar this is, but different at the same time to 1792 products, which I guess is, maybe arguably what you're looking for when you get a new bottle, right? Like, you want it to have enough familiarity that like, oh yeah, this makes sense, it's 1792, but then hit you with something different to make it worth buying at all, right? So this isn't just a better version of another 1792 product. I think it's arguable whether it is better, but it is a difference, like a twist on the normal 1792 products, I think. I don't think I'm getting a nuttiness. I think it is just kind of oaky, but it's almost like it could start to lean that way. If you think too hard, which I probably am doing at this point. This is good. I like the oak on it, I like the spice. It's just a surprise to me that none of that sweetness that I usually get from 1792 is there, and that might be throwing me for a bit of a loop. I mean, there is some of that vanilla, but it's swept up in the oak, and then that just changes pretty quickly into baking spice and pepper, I think, on the back end for this one. I don't know that I'm getting very much barrel char. I still smell more of that sweetness on the nose. It just doesn't really carry through the palate a whole lot. Overall, I'd say this is a good whiskey. It just doesn't blow my socks off really in any way. I think you have to want a bourbon that delivers on oak and spice if you're gonna want this at all. Because there's not really a whole lot of sweetness. And really all it has is, oak and spice, but leaning toward a normal 1792 flavor profile. So if that sounds up your alley and you want to try it, go for it. I don't know that I would pay more than MSRP for this though, and honestly, I'm not going to be clamoring to get another one of these anytime soon. So if we're talking about the whiskey in the bottle, I would probably give this a score of 7.3. I think that might be good. It's good stuff. It's just, and it's nice to get a really oaky bourbon just because they're harder to find, but it's not outstanding really in any way. Good, not great. Not super complex, I think, either, unless this does open up more. I wouldn't be surprised if this could get more complex and get maybe toward the higher 7s, and if it does pick up some of that 1792 sweetness over time, into the 8s, I'd say. But we'll see. I'm not really sure how this one will go. If we're talking about overall package, price, allocation, just the experience drinking it, probably give this one a B-. It's good, not great, nothing spectacular about it, you know, and that's really for MSRP too, which was 50 to 60. Again, I wouldn't pay more than that. If I did have to pay more than that to get this, I certainly wouldn't get another one. For a bourbon that someone told me was gonna give me really, you know, a lot of oak on it, this would be good. Okay. That's my take on 1792. Let me know what yours is. Leave a comment. Hope you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you like my videos, the content I've been putting out, please subscribe. All that stuff helps me out a lot, so I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this review. Hope you enjoyed this at least as much as I did. I'll put it that way. And I'll see you next time.